Last time on Create One Block, we made a 3 crafting array to connect to our automated system, and then we got working on a cobblestone and andesite generator that produced 220,000 items each. We then expanded our factory gauge board, and in this episode we are finally building up some ingot arrays for all of the important ones, including copper, zinc, gold, and iron, which all have byproducts that are super useful, like redstone, quartz, and gunpowder. We also build a compacting system and auto crafters for crushing wheels. So strap in and let's get straight into the video. So welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Create One Block. I am very excited for this episode. I am hoping to get in these 3 squares a bunch of super useful farms. And for these, I actually don't know how to build them since they are from a mod that I don't usually use. I think it's called Create Perfect Processing. But how it works is that we can crush Viridium into copper, and in order to make more Viridium, which is the Create Perfect processing recipe, you can spend some copper, not all of it, to make more of it. And I've done some math here. If I wanted to fill up a set of crushing wheels, I need a little bit more than 4 of these presses, so we're just gonna do 4. But the beautiful thing is, we can crush this into raw copper and copper nuggets, and then we can wash that into clay also, so a bonus clay farm. And the same is true for other things like iron, zinc, gold, I don't even know. But we're gonna start with copper since if we check over in our factory gauge board that has grown dramatically since last time, we have, I can't even see it, and I don't have blocks. We have 13 copper. I don't know if you can see that. 13 copper. Not good. Very bad, in fact. So I want to get in one of those copper processing units. We can pretty darn easily get our cobblestone over here that we need to turn into gravel. And then all of the other things should be relatively easy to get. So lava, easy peasy, and then we can jump start it with copper. And then as long as we have some of our copper route back through, we should be good on the crafting for that. Let me gather some materials, and hopefully with our factory board, we have everything that we need. But let me gather some materials, and then we can get started on building this out. One thing I've omitted is a crafting system for our crushing wheels. I need to do this by hand still. Oh shoot, it's not connected to anything. Good thing I have a million items. Haha, and I no longer have a barrel there. I bet it's fine. I obviously don't need more than a few sets of these, but I'm gonna make way more since we're gonna be building, what, 2 or 3 of these types of farms and machines. So I'm probably gonna need 6 in total? 6 sets of crushing wheels, so 12 crushing wheels total. And I don't wanna have to keep and continuously crafting them when I could just do a bunch at one time. So this farm is gonna start out very, very similarly to what we have for our andesite farm, where we have all of these basins, things going into them, chutes underneath to drop out the items that we want. So what I'm gonna do is just temporary block for our item vaults. We need a funnel going into the item vaults, and then here is where we can start our chutes. And we're gonna have 4 of them for our Viridium. And actually, it's not going to be an item vault there, but you get the point. So we can grab our chutes here, basins on top of those, and then presses on top of those. On either side, we're going to have our copper probably here, our gravel probably here, beltify you, and then we can funnel into all these basins. So as I mentioned, our gravel is going to be coming from over here. Let's extend that all the way out. We can have a belt going into it here, and then we can honestly probably crush our cobble, have it go straight out onto this belt since that's all we need it for, turn it into gravel, and we are good. One thing actually, just so that we have the space, I'm gonna scooch this here. And that means a little bit of a tight space for our copper entrance, but I think that's fine. We can have copper here, gravel here, crushing wheels literally right here, and then we'll be good. So let's see. Crushing wheel 1, crushing wheel 2, and then we can put in our cobblestone right here. We'll be good to go. For our copper, our Viridium is coming out right here, so I'm thinking a diagonally belt upward right there, and then we can have that just go straight into, and this is going to be crazy, it's not actually that crazy, crushing wheel. So we have crushing wheels like right here, I think works. Chute going into them. This is going to go into a barrel, which I don't have on me, and then we can funnel into that, set this to a stack exactly, and then we'll crush a stack at a time. Crushing Viridium gives us crushed raw copper and copper nuggets. So from here, all we need to do is get an encased fan, which I don't have, so let me grab that. Oh my god, something I just learned. You can direct where you're going. So let's say I'm not touching anything on my keyboard right now, and I go that way. But if I want to, I can turn left right here by holding left. Magical. Wow. I haven't requested the things that I needed. let me grab some barrels. So I have some barrels now. Let's get those in. Why am I walking so slow up that? Quick little funnel in there. Same thing over here. We don't need a funnel. We're going to need packagers and stuff, which again, don't have. Being silly. Under here, we can get in a fan, which can go right there, I think. Yep, we need to power it from behind, so it's a little bit annoying. I'm gonna need to get a water source in here on like a trapdoor, but that'll blow items this way, and then we can get in, I guess, just a 2x2 item vault. It doesn't need to be that crazy. And this can be our output item vault. Since we extend this all the way over, put in another belt here, we can do some fun stuff with threshold switches. For whenever this is too full, then we can just export our copper. I'm also, I think, gonna throw out our clay into a just trash chute right here. I'm gonna be honest, we probably don't need gallons and gallons of it. And you know how I said we can use this to, with a threshold switch, send stuff out? I think we could do something a little bit better where we're already doing this with andesite and cobblestone, where we just have this be our storage for copper. The only issue is I need a way to make copper ingots as well. And I suppose I can do that by sending that to a compacting system, but ideally I'd like to not have to do that. So let's not do it. What we can do, we can shrink this, and then we could set up a little compacting system right here where we have this, a basin going onto a depot, back into the item vault. There we go. And then we can only allow this to be powered once we have X amount of nuggets. Perfect. We will have to move around just a little bit our trash output, but that should be fine and easy to do. And then over here's a little bit difficult, but I have a trick for this. So let's get the things that I need for that, and then I can show you it, because this was found, maybe not found, this was shown to me by someone in my Discord, and it's just so smart. I've used it in a couple of different farms, and it's with item drains here. So I now have most of the stuff to get this thing started. I think we connect it to power, because I'm going to need to get a bunch of filters in, and it's going to be super jank and broken for the first little bit of it anyway. So let's just connect it up to power, and then we can deal with things being broken. What we need to happen is over here, a frog port to be able to reach stuff. So I'm going to put this here. Yeah, that'll work. So what we can do, I'm fairly confident this will reach, but we'll have to see. So let's connect you up to power. This frog port is already connected. We can, where is it over here? Sync up both of you. This thing is going to be set to cobblestone. And I want 10 stacks of here. Should also request to there. And hopefully we get some promises in, because this is spinning. There we go. Okay, great. Now all we need to do is connect everything up to power. So I feel like here is a good spot. All right, those are being crushed. Let's hope. Backwards. Dang it. Does this go the right way? Backwards, dang it. How is that possible? Ideally, all we have to do, yeah, that's going inverse. That'll work. Cogwheel up you, that's going the right way. I did forget to put in our little trick thing. So if we put an item drain here, any items that drop out onto this drain will just roll over it and then go onto the belt. So it's real convenient and really nice. We can hook up this belt, so that's in and good. We're getting gravel in here already. That is amazing to see. I actually need to squeeze in and through here to connect up to this belt. Anyway, we need to get in our lava still, so let's get pipes in for that. Those need to come up along here. I want one of you in there, and then we can have that go up. Lava is now in. I'm suspecting once this starts working, and actually let me delete all of these because yeah, they're just gonna have a bunch of gravel in them. What I can do, send it, yep, that works, great. And then I think if I can squeeze out a bit of copper, we can get this system up and running, at least to start, and it should just compound on itself. Once we get more copper, it'll go faster. We have 7 nuggets to our name. I'm actually really curious to see how quickly this exponentially increases. Since we're only going to be able to make 2 Viridium at the moment, I actually think I need to shrink this back to any amount. But let's throw in our copper. We have Viridium. Amazing. Now we can put in filters for everything, and then we can put chutes underneath with filters set. Incredible. Those are now set. We can get back in our funnels. And now I think all we need to do is power this area. That is connected up. Let's see if other things are. Then it'll all start working. I need to get a little bit of water logging in, and then we could throw in our Viridium. And I'm now really excited to try to test to see how long, or how, yeah, I guess how long it'll take to get up to full speed with just our 2 Viridium here. I'm gonna just throw all this in because I can't be bothered carrying it. Okay, we have everything we need now. The little trick that I was showing, that I'm gonna show you, we can waterlog this trapdoor, put in a water source there, and it will still drop the crushed raw copper and copper nuggets through here, and it'll work great. So actually, I messed this up fully. We need a deny list of that crushed raw copper, put that in the filter there, and I think we're good to send it. Let's at least try it out. So what happened immediately? I think our iron nuggets went in, or copper nuggets went in immediately, and we're getting stuff being crushed. Where did they go? Have they abandoned us in our time of need? Oh, our copper nuggets are here. Okay, and then these are here. Perfect. Okay. So we can set this filter to clay now. But as you saw, our copper nuggets went into this basin not getting pressed because it's not powered instead of here. And that is because we don't have a threshold switch saying, hey dog, don't do that until we get a lot of copper nuggets. So what I'm going to do, threshold switch here, set the filter to copper nuggets. And then for some reason, we can only hold a stack. I think that's okay because this will still be powered as long as we have more than a stack in here. If we have less than a stack in here, then that means this still needs to drop stuff out. So I think it'll be fine. Let's throw this and see what happens. So you can see one of our presses is working and we are getting more nuggets going through. What we can do here is set this to exactly 32 so that it waits a little bit before going. And actually, hold on, we could probably do exactly a stack since it waits until there's, oh, there we go. Wait, max 4 stacks. What is going on with these threshold switches? There's got to be something going on with them, but we can set this to a stack now. For some reason it's working. I really couldn't tell you. Let's burn those because we really don't need them. Oh my, wait. These are already running at full speed. We have infinite viridium. How did it do that quickly? Whoa, this is going to go so fast. We're at 400 copper. Oh, this thing isn't powered yet. Gotta do that. Come on, get up there. Oh, I don't have anything to power it. Okay, hold on, BRB. Oh yeah, this is fast. Let's connect this up. Engage chain drive, shaft. Boom. We should now be making, yep, we have copper ingots as well. Rapid, 2,000 copper nuggets. I mean, I have cut out either very little or literally nothing at all. Insanity. Okay, let's get in our, it's right here, chain conveyors. I don't have them on me. Why did I put everything away? Ow! I jumped on a saw. That's super my bad. Oh, it's already requesting copper. I need to get this thing on a belt. Send only mode. There we go. This is looking great. Stack of copper ingots. I think we're making more copper than this press can keep up with. Like, I think we're making way more copper nuggets than we can keep track of. Holy cow. I mean, flawless farm. Wow. This is actually crazy. Let's check our thingy because we should have now, hopefully, plenty of copper. 58. Hey, that's better. Hey, that is better right there. And it's using like a stack at a time for everything. I'm suspecting our pressing, for whatever reason, is not working. Or it is, okay, good. It is working, it's just a little slow. Great. What we can also do now, if I grab some copper ingots, or nuggets, which we have a billion of, we can set up our gauge for that as well. 11,000. Oh my god. Are we for real right now? I didn't think it was gonna be this quick. Our vault is full. I can't believe it. It has been like 5 minutes, maybe. This system should now be in. I've just doubled everything up. I don't have a trash system for our clay now though. So I'm gonna throw that up on the front here. But what I'm also gonna do is have a threshold switch to turn off the farm. So when our vault is nearly full, let's bump this up to 160, turn off this part of the farm. Because once it does that, we should be pretty okay. I can't believe it was this quick. Okay, let's connect it up to power again. See what the heck happens. Okay, amazing. This is no longer producing stuff. We have too much copper. I never thought I'd see the day where I have to throw out a bunch of copper. Okay, we're officially now making ingots. Now, cause see what is happening here. What do you mean this is lowering by a stack whenever I drop a stack out? That should not be how threshold switches work. What is so broken about this game right now? This is such a weird bug. It's so bizarre. Well, anyway, I guess it's fine. We are now making officially a bunch of copper. Hopefully enough. Oh, I should light up the top of that. But some of these are now yellow or orange, which is better than I've ever seen them. I suspect our crafters are actually going crazy now for our lightning rods and stuff. Yeah, they totally are. Amazing. This is working so well. I'm so excited about this. How weird is this? I think it's okay. It's just so weird that this is what it's doing. Like, cause we should start going back up in copper very, very soon. But it is just so strange. How weird. I legitimately couldn't tell you. It looks like it's stagnating around 65, which I guess is okay. I really couldn't. If anyone knows what the heck is going on, and maybe I just need to update the create mod, let me know down in the comments, because what do you even mean? 645 ingots. This seems like a success. IMHO. But what we can do now is basically the same thing for a bunch of other ones. So we no longer need copper. We are good on copper. We still need to do crushed raw iron, crushed raw gold, and crushed raw zinc. Zinc, gunpowder, I mean, amazing. Gold for nether quartz, still pretty good. And then iron for redstone, also very good. All three of these, definitely useful. And each one creating a different type of block, but they're basically all the same. So for zinc, it's gonna be azurine. For gold, it's gonna be ochrum, and iron, I think we already tried, yes, crimsite. So I am going to do a speed cut of every single one of these factories, putting them all together. It's going to be pretty much a copy and paste of what we just did here. So it's not as entertaining for you all to watch, but it will give us every single ingot type, thingy type, everything that we need. I should probably connect our iron farm up to our storage. I may just do the iron one over there. I mean, we kind of already have that set up there, but yeah, let's get to speed running the rest of these factories and farms, and I'll be back once it's done. I decided I wanted to just upgrade our current iron and redstone farm instead of fully replacing it, so I added a few tweaks and upgrades, and then we were on to our new farms. Building out our second one here, this is going to be for zinc. It's pretty much identical to what we built together, and it didn't take quite as long to build it since I already knew what was going on. Here I am getting in the pressing system that is going to convert our zinc nuggets into zinc ingots. We set up our normal 2 pressing system just to be a little bit quicker, and then we got to connecting it all to power and routing everything together. Zinc took a little bit longer to fill up since it had lower chance of producing zinc, but we managed to fill it up after not too long of a time, and then we got on to building the one for gold. This one was a ton faster, as you can see. We're pretty much already done, and that's just because I got way quicker each time we built one of these. We now have 3 identical farms. These are pretty much all the exact same. I think it's really funny. I got into the groove by the end, but I think the first one took about an hour to build. This one, 30 minutes. This one, 15 minutes. So theoretically, if I built 2 more, I'd be getting them done in 5 minutes, which is crazy. But these things are working great. I have updated the create mod, and threshold switches are normal again. So yep, was a bug. There is an update for it. If you're running into that, just update your game. And if you have a big old mod pack of stuff, just pray that it'll work. But yeah, everything is now working. Let's check out our factory board and see what stuff we have over here in terms of our new ingots that we're making. So copper, 7,000 of that, 2,000 nuggets, working great there. I increased our brass production. We have 48 stacks of brass for whatever reason. We have 8,000 gold, 4,000 gold nuggets, 2,000 zinc nuggets, 5,000 zinc, and then a bit of iron as well. You can see that we have iron blocks, copper blocks, and brass blocks, all of which are at 0. And that's because we don't have a thing to make blocks of iron or brass or blocks, which is a problem. The other problem is that we still don't have a crushing wheel crafting system, because that's a little bit more difficult than our normal crafting system. So what I'm thinking is we build those final 2, and then in the next episode, we will automate everything on the left side of my screen here, every single item in the create mod, and every single redstone item with our factory board way over here. This will include setting up a sheep farm and wheat farm, because we're going to need both of those. Yeah, so those 2 are kind of the big ones, but by next episode, we should have automated every single thing in the game that we care about. I gotta light that thing up again. Okay, I'm getting torches. Committed now. All right, let's go face my fears. He has an enchanted bow, so I'm like genuinely worried about this guy. Idiot, 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 idiot. Hoo-yah! My fears have been faced. My fears are that of a little baby. The dark and skeletons. Oh, and also falling off. I'm real spooked. And then we can get started on our pressing, or I guess compacting, and crushing wheel system. So for compacting, normally I would need 2 separate basins, one for ingots and stuff, so nuggets into ingots, and then one for everything else, including ingots into blocks of stuff. But we don't need nuggets into ingots since we have that in all of our setup farms, so we should just be able to do a normal compacting. So I'm thinking we could squeeze this little farm in the back corner here, and I forgot a barrel. Waiting for things. I should do opera. As I was saying, I think we can fit this in this little area here, and what we might even be able to do is combine it up with this somehow. If we're able to do that, that would be sick. I'd also like actually to check to see in the new update, if I pulse timer into this, does that actually do anything? Nope. That one's still broken. Interesting. Okay, it'll be a little bit difficult to squeeze something into there, but we may try it. All right, I've scooted this around so we can totally do it. Let's get... Oh, it's going the wrong way. Me no likey. I can use a depot. Okay, let's get our compacting in here. We're just gonna do a barrel packager frogport on top. I mean, surely it's that easy, right? I guess we may... Do we want a repackager? Are there any pressing things that use more than one item? Okay, blaze cakes are one. I'm not going to make a thing for that, but yeah, it looks like there is an option for multiple items. So let's repackager this. I suspect we're just going to need one repackager going into a saw, going into our basin. So saw here, swoopy swoopy around. We should connect it up to power now in case I cover up this thing. Can I do it from below? Is that a thing? No, so it's only when it's sideways can I do it from below. A little bit weird, but that's whatever. Okay, so that should throw items towards our basin. From there, I suppose, let's put this on top, mechanical press. Over on this side of the saw, let's get our repackager, which is just a packager. And then we're gonna do our barrel right here. Repackager going into it. I need to make sure that's powered, and then we can funnel out, and then it'll go straight in there. Perfect. I'm gonna power this from below, and then out here we can get in our packager frogport. Oh yeah, there's no way this thing's gonna reach. All right, we should now be able to connect this up. It's too far, too far, too far. Perfect distance. This is going to be compactor. Compactor? How do you spell compactor? With an OR. American education system, folks. It is flawless. I suppose let's try it out. We also need a funnel going into that. But after that, let's try it out. We already have our iron blocks up there ready to be created. We can send this to compactor. Sure thing. I want 2 stacks of these. So how is this going to work? We should have a bunch of iron being sent over. I think this might be... That's pressing. Okay. Oh my god, I'm a boomer. I'm a boomer idiot. Boomer idiot moment. Okay, okay, that's fine. That's actually great. Oh, you know what? I'm actually quadruple boomer because what am I even doing? The mechanical press is not powered. Let's grab you. Yep, you're going there. This is renaming to compactor. Yes, please. And you, sir, are going up to there. Okay, it's working. It's working for sure. We shouldn't have any issues with this sending out packager since I didn't really change anything. I am going to monitor it anyway just in case it's broken somehow. But we should see in... There we go. Sent out. Perfect. I think with that, that means it is working. So let me get our other 2 compacting things that we need set up now. Send compactor, compactor, and I want a stack of each. Easy enough. Next up is our crushing wheel crafting system. And this has made me realize I don't have mechanical crafters set up to autocraft, and I am done crafting things by myself. I'm not gonna do it. It's not happening ever again. Let's set up a quick thing over here for that. We can also use the crafter for this, which is kind of great. I hope I said compactor. If I didn't, I meant that. But we can automatically craft or compact our crafters into compactables. So that is now being sent out, and then we can do our mechanical crafter. I'm gonna do it over here since it's one of the fancier ones. And this requires brass casings, our little light thing, and crafting table. And I'm gonna want to stack. Easy peasy. Another thing that we are gonna need for this are mechanical arms, which I also don't have. So let's put this in. Nice, our crafting tables are working. And I think with a little more AFKing, we'll get our mechanical arms going as well. All right, after just a little bit of AFKing, we have both of the mechanical things that we're gonna need to build our thing. Let me sleep. And then once we have these, honestly, building this shouldn't be too complicated. Maybe it will be complicated. I actually don't know. I guess we'll find out. So obviously the first step is going to be outlining the crafting grid that we want to focus on. So I'm going to do it one step back here, and I'm just going to do the easy thing and make everything go into the middle. And then I think in this newest update, mechanical arms can just go straight into mechanical crafters. That is true. We're gonna have our barrel here. I'm gonna need to get more packagers. I think we're out fully. We totally are, which means we need to make more of these, and more pulp. Pulp is something I don't want to have to do myself, so we're back over to the factory gauge board. I guess this is why we have this type of thing. Makes our job way easier. I am going to do this over here, since pulp, cardboard blocks are all things that we need and I don't want to make. So here, cardboard blocks, here, cardboard, here, pulp. Pulp can be made from pretty much everything. We have a lot of kelp, it looks like. Let's see, I'm gonna confirm that you can make pulp from kelp. Can't. Oh, cringe. Bamboo? Bamboo probably works. Let's do it from bamboo, because we almost certainly have a boatload of that. Yes, sir. Okay. This is mixing water. And let me confirm, 4 bamboo gives us 1 pulp. So 64 bamboo gives us 16 pulp. And I am going to want 10 stacks, because trust me, we're gonna need a ton of it. This is the same as you. You, I think, can be pressed 1-to-1. Let's confirm though. Yep, okay, so that's those 2 out of the way. And then blocks of cardboard can be compacted. Let's go. And the beautiful thing, 4-to-1 as well, so we can do 16 at a time. Throw this in the compactor. I want 2 stacks of that at all times, 8 stacks of that of all times, and there we go. And I guess that means I could just put in our packager and repackager in now. I have been going through these at least a little bit and getting stuff out of the way, so we're actually making good progress right now. So we set our packager to crafting, repackager to packager, crafting, set them both to 2 stacks. Sure. Okay, well, that'll make our packagers for us. And honestly, the amount of time that took is probably a very similar amount of time that it would have taken me to mix the thing manually in this water basin here and do all that other stuff. So it probably didn't even waste a lot of time. And it'll now do it infinitely. Oh, I guess I can't put that in there. It needs to go in there. Is this thing set to put a lava bucket in this basin by accident? Did I do that? I must have. Okay, well, anyway, we're making pulp. I'll get a packager soon enough. That's going to go on the end of this. Oh, this is sideways. How did I even do this? Okay. We have our crafter here. I'm fairly certain. I'm actually not certain, but I want to see if this will work. So what I'm doing here is connecting all of our andesite alloy ones together. These 4 in here and then this one in the middle are for wood on the outside and stone on the inside. But I'm really curious if I get andesite funnel going in here and I get a stack of andesite, or maybe just 16 andesite alloy. I'm curious if it'll work. Let me sleep through the rain. Every time I record, it starts raining. It's actually crazy. Maybe it just feels that way because it absolutely deletes my game and the video and I'm just being bitter. So we've connected up the outside. Let's just do a stack, see what happens. That's how that works. Oh, baby. Okay, now I'm curious if, let's say we have only some of them in, that's how that works. Okay, so what we can do is we can have 1 mechanical arm for these 4 on the outside here, 1 mechanical arm for the one in the very center, and then on the outside here, we could just have a belt with a funnel going straight into it. So to do this, what we have to do, I suppose it's probably worth me getting a tunnel system to separate all of these out with a filter. But now that we have that, I can make a belt system, connect all of these up, have tunnels going into them like so, and then we can separate out everything. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have this be our andesite alloy, and since it's a belt, it's just gonna go straight into here. And then we can cable management, that's not cable manage, but power manage this funnel going in. Easy peasy there. From here, do I have a depot? I do. So we could throw a depot here. I probably want this to be our stone. I feel like that makes the most sense in my brain. So andesite alloy there, stone there, wood here. Our mechanical boy for our stone is going to take and then deposit. Where I want this to go, we could put that in the center there. I think that's fine. And then honestly, we could just do the same thing right here for the next one. So what I'm going to do, gearbox, have that go up. Boom. Mechanical arm. Deposit, 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 deposit. I think we're done. We can have our input right here. I'm gonna repackager it once we have some of those. But then honestly, I think we're done. I truly believe it was that simple. We'll see how wrong I am. And then we also need to power this somehow. Oh boy, our mixer is going crazy right now. Yeah, that sometimes happens. That's okay. Let's grab our packager and repackager. Now that we have those, we can get in our output system. Pulse timer this. This is all connected to power. We can get in our packager or repackager system. So what I'm gonna do, barrel here, repackager, frog port, set this to crushing wheel crafter, power this, and a funnel going out, which actually means this needs to be a saw, which is no problem, and a funnel going out. So let's grab our factory gauge. I'm gonna put this over here. It feels like one of these type of things that we can make. Crushing wheels in there. This is going to require andesite alloy, wood, and stone. This is going to need 16, 4, and 1. This will craft 2, and then we send this to crushing wheel crafter, and I want 10 of these. Let's head back over and see what is going to happen. I forgot to clear this out. This needs to, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, be quick. This should mean we are good to go. Our crafters are not powered at the moment. That is certainly a flaw. Thankfully, the world's easiest fix. So, oh, that's been done. That's going. Rapid. Instantaneous, already working. What a great system. That's actually so easy too. It's so simple when you can connect those around like that. That's so nice. And then hopefully that sends it back to storage. We should have 7 crushing wheels. I think we had 5 before. As long as this goes up to 7, it's working. This is so exciting. Oh my goodness. Okay, I am fairly confident that is all or most of the modules that we'll need for the next episode of filling out every single item that we have in the game here. So I'm hoping we can get all of that done in the next episode. And the next episode may be our last one. Depending on how quick I am with setting up the factory, we may also be able to finish off the 1 block way in the center. This series is quickly coming to a close, so I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. Make sure to subscribe. I think only 20% of my viewers are subscribed, and maybe it's less than that, so subscribe if you see yourself coming back on a regular. Buy my merch, and I will see you all next time.